Hi, it's Ann Perry, numerologist, and today's topic of discussion is one of my favorites. It's called How to Calculate Your Life Path Number Correctly. Are you with me? Okay, let's go. You know, there's a lot of people that will come to me and say, oh yeah, I figured out my life path number, and they'll tell me that, they've just added their numbers straight across, and, that's what their life path number is. But I'm here to tell you, sometimes that will produce good results, and sometimes it doesn't. There's a right way to do this, and there is a wrong way to do it, and it's really, really important to me that you understand the difference. So I'm going to show you a few examples of why it's really important to use the proper calculation method while figuring out what your life path number is. And I think you might be surprised to find out that all along you thought you were this number, where in fact you're actually that number. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples and I'll show you exactly what I mean. All right, recently I had a really nice gentleman contact me, and he wanted me to do a numerology reading for him. And I looked at his date of birth and I went, he thinks he's a master number 11. And that's why he's contacting me. He had watched my Master Number 11 series videos and was intrigued and contacted me. But as soon as I looked at his date of birth, I realized, you know what? He's not a master number. That doesn't mean to say that he doesn't have some of the same qualities as what the master number has. But he doesn't have that big, huge contract, the soul's contract that exists with people who have the Master Number 11. So in his particular case, his birth date was August 25th of 1967. So done incorrectly, the popular way to do it that you'll see online, and there's a lot of, dare I say, lazy numerologists that will just say, oh, quickly just do it this way. It doesn't produce the nuances. It doesn't get into the meat and the soul of who you are and what makes you tick and what makes you different, what makes you special, and what makes you unique. Remember, you chose your date of birth. You asked for this date of birth based on the lessons that you wanted to learn this lifetime, okay? So let's take a look at this date of birth and I'll show you what I mean. Okay, so if we add all of these numbers straight across, as we've been told in the past to do, 8 plus 2, 8 comes from the month of August, plus 2, it comes from your day of birth, plus 5, plus 1, plus 9, plus 6, plus 7. When we add those numbers straight across, it comes to a 38. And when we add those two numbers together, the 3 plus the 8, it equals 11. So this person thought they had a master number 11. But in this particular case, the master number 11 does not apply when it's added this way. So let me show you how to do this correctly. Calculated correctly, it looks like this. August equals the 8th month. Okay, that's a separate entity. Break it down separately. Break your month down separately. The only time that you would not use a reduced number in this case would be if the person was born in November. That's the 11th month. So we would leave that alone as a whole number 11. Or if they, in the case of the day, if they were born on the 22nd day or the 11th day, we leave that alone. We always leave the 11s alone and the 22s. The 25th day is reduced to 2 plus 5 equals 7. Again, it produces a separate number. 1967, we add that straight across. 1 plus 9 plus 6 plus 7 equals 23, and 2 and 3 equal 5. So now what you're going to do is you're going to add the 8 for August to the 7 for your day to the 5 for the year. And when we add that straight across, it comes up to 20. And 2 plus 0 equals 2. So this person actually has a life path number of 20/2. So you might argue, okay, Ann, well, so what? What's the big difference here? I mean, 11, 1 and 1 equals 2, and in that case, 2 plus 0 equals 2. And you're right. You know what? There is a common thread there that exists because of the 2 energy. So this gentleman's reading that I gave to him, there were a lot of similarities that he had in his chart that related to the master number. But the 11 is somebody here who is come to work out a double need for creativity and to serve humanity in some way. Okay, in this particular case, this person up here, if this was done correctly and this person actually was a 3011, the 3 is all about creative expression, the 8 is all about material gain, and the 11 is all about the humanity and delivering the message. Okay, when we come down here, we've done it correctly. We've got a 20/2. Well, the 2 is learning lessons around partnership. It's learning lessons around patience and diplomacy. The 0 is all about getting in touch with your intuitive gifts. You know, lots of people have these crazy intuitive gifts, but they don't know what to do with them. They don't know why it keeps nagging at them to learn different, maybe divination techniques, or how to read angel cards, or do numerology or astrology, that sort of thing. That's part of the lesson that this person has come to learn. And at the end of the day, this person has a life path number of 2. Okay? So the 2 and the 11 both equate to a 2 energy, but the 11 has this master contract that they signed before they came here. So it's a bigger ticket, if you will. It's a bigger responsibility that kind of nags at them throughout their lives. I hope this helps to make sense. I'm going to show you another date of birth. March 25th of 1959, when it's added incorrectly, it's added just straight across, it's 3 plus 2 plus 5 plus 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 9, and it equals 34. Okay? So in this particular case, this person would be referred to as, in my language, would be referred to as a 34/7. Okay? That means to say that this person has come to learn how to express themselves. That's the energy of the 3. They're coming here to learn how to be organized, to learn stability and process, and one step in front of the other to get the job done. At the end of the day, their life path number is a 7. That's the researcher, the analyst, the spiritual one. Now, when we take this date of birth and we add it correctly and we break the components down like I showed you, we're going to break March down to the 3, okay, because that's the 3rd month. We're going to take the 25th day, and we're going to break that down. 2 plus 5 equals 7. We're going to take 1959, and we're going to break that down to 1 plus 9 plus 5 plus 9 equals 24. Now 2 plus 4 equals 6. Let's add all that together. 3 plus 7 plus 6 equals 16. And 1 and 6 are 7. So you might say, well, once again, Ann, what's the difference? You get a 16/7, you get a 34/7, maybe even a 25/7 for a different date of birth. Everybody has a unique birth code, and through studying numerology and looking at your numerology chart, we can see what kind of a 7 are you. It's not enough to say that you're a 7. We got to know what kind of a 7 you are. Are you here to learn how to express yourself? Are you here to learn about stability and process? Or in the case of the 16/7, when we look at the 1 right here, that's about learning to be confident, to learn stand up on your own 2 feet, to get in touch with your creative potential. The 6 is all about learning balance and responsibility, particularly as it relates to relationships within your family. That's a way different 7 than this person up here that has to learn how to express themselves creatively and learn how to stick to a routine. These are 2 different 7s altogether. At the end of the day, they're both 7s, but they're very different 7s. And it's really, really important to me that if I'm going to do your numerology reading for you, I've got to know what kind of a 7 you are, or what kind of an 8 you are, you know? Are you a 17/8? Are you a 26/8? Are you a 35/8? It's relevant. It's really, really relevant. It's not enough just to say, oh, I'm an 8 or I'm a 7, right? That doesn't tell you what you deserve to know. You wrote your soul's contract, and you deserve to know who you are as a person, why you tick the way you do, and what the heck are you here for? And what are you supposed to be learning while you're here? I promise you, if you sort out your date of birth in the correct way and you calculate it correctly, it will breathe volumes into who you are, and it helps. You know, when I'm working with dates of birth, I'm unlocking your birth code. And it's not fair just to add the numbers straight across to give you a single number. That just doesn't work for me. It's not fair. The other thing I want to point out here is that in the case of the 16, it's really important that we have done this date of birth correctly, because in this case, the 16 actually produces a karmic debt. Automatically, it tells me that this person is a very old soul. They've got issues regarding relationships. It tells me they're an old soul with a big karmic debt that they have to work out in this lifetime. So part of your numerology chart involves looking at your karmic debts and some of your karmic lessons, and they can be identified by looking at your date of birth a little bit more closely. So thanks so much for taking this opportunity to listen to me rant a little bit, because I'm just so passionate about making sure that the information that you're being given is correct and that you know who you are, right? It's really important. You know, for a long time I thought I was a 34/7, just like a lot of other people who just add their numbers straight across, but I'm not. I'm a 16/7. That was my date of birth I shared with you. And boy, have I ever learned a lot about that since I understand the karmic debt now. But if you'd like to connect with me, I'd love to connect with you. You can reach my website at AnnPerryNumerologist.com. I'm also on Facebook as Ann Perry Numerologist, and of course on YouTube. Love it if you would subscribe to my channel. I have a monthly newsletter that comes out. You can sign up for that on the website as well. But just, hey, let's stay in touch. And listen, if there's anything that you want to know, if there's something you'd like to learn about, post it down in the message down below, and I'll see if I can't create a video to help further your understanding. This is my passion. I sure hope it's yours. Make it a great day, everybody. Take care, and thanks again.